Hi, and welcome to NewsHour. Chinese Premier Wen Jiabao has met with German Chancellor Angela Merkel for talks on bilateral ties and more cooperation amid the worsening financial crisis. In a joint statement, they promised to work together to stabilize the global economy. Li Na with more.
Wen Jiabao says cooperation between China and Germany to tackle the financial crisis is currently the top priority for the two nations. He calls for strengthened coordination and cooperation to tie the two economies over the crisis and push bilateral ties to a new level. Merkel says the two nations enjoy very close relations. She says Germany attaches great importance to China's international status and role and is ready to further strengthen dialogue. She knows there is common ground and interest shared by China and Germany in dealing with the financial crisis, and coordination to deal with the issue should be strengthened. Merkel says Germany remains committed to pushing forward relations with China. The two leaders pledged to promote the steady growth of bilateral trade and investment through stepping up cooperation.
We welcome foreigners to participate actively in infrastructure programs and in projects to improve technical standards. And according to our law, foreign projects are treated equally in China, whether it is a joint venture or has foreign shareholder associations.
Despite less growth or even negative growth in Germany, we've agreed to try to maintain the trading and bilateral relationship and, if possible, strengthen it. By this I mean working towards a more intensive bilateral exchange of trade between Germany and China.
The two sides issued a statement vowing to make joint efforts to stabilize the global economy amid the ongoing financial crisis. The two sides agreed to strengthen dialogue on economic and trade, currency and fiscal policies, and pledged to support each other on their economic stimulus plans. Both nations will also seek to broaden their cooperation and inject new impetus into economic growth. Measures will be taken to maintain and promote balanced trade. Businesses from each country will be encouraged to invest in the other to strengthen economic cooperation. The two nations also agreed to encourage bilateral cooperation between small and medium-sized enterprises, pledging to introduce supportive measures. Efforts will also be made to facilitate tourism between China and Germany. The two sides also stressed the importance of curbing trade protectionism. They also pledged to implement the consensus reached in the G20 Washington Summit in efforts to push forward the reform of global financial system. Li Na, CCTV.
Well, Germany is the second leg of Wen's European tour. He began the trip in Switzerland to attend the annual meeting of the World Economic Forum. The trip will also take him to the European Union headquarters in Brussels, Spain, and Britain. Well, Wen is now in Brussels for a visit to those European Union headquarters. In a written statement, Wen says the world is undergoing profound changes with a volatile international situation, more regional conflicts, and a growing financial crisis. He says enhanced dialogue, increased consultation, and deeper cooperation is in the interest of both China and the EU in order to ensure peace, stability, and development. Wen is looking forward to frank and in-depth exchanges with EU leaders on China-EU relations and how to jointly deal with the global financial crisis, as well as other issues of common concern. During his two-day stop in Brussels, Wen is scheduled to hold talks with European Commission President José Manuel Barroso. He's also going to be meeting with EU Foreign and Security Policy Chief Javier Solana. Brussels is the third leg of Wen's European tour. The next stop, as we mentioned, is Spain and Britain. Well, Wen Jiabao's visit to Britain this weekend has tremendous importance for the development of Sino-British relations. China's ambassador to Britain says both sides should view bilateral ties from a strategic and long-term perspective for closer cooperation on international issues. Fu Ying says the Chinese Premier's London's trip is meant to enhance mutual understanding and cooperation, to jointly deal with the global financial crisis, and to promote bilateral trade, investment, and economic cooperation. She says the concerted moves by the two economies will help rebuild confidence among the international community. She says Wen's trip of confidence to Britain marks a bright start to Sino-British relations this year and is likely to boost in-depth cooperation. During his UK visit, the Premier will meet top officials, business representatives and the media. He's also scheduled to deliver a speech at Cambridge. The Premier will arrive in London on Saturday night. Well,